Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ben and Danielle Reviews. I'm Ben, and today we are back with Sharita, and we are doing our top 50 games of all time. We did 50 through 41 and 40 to 31. Now we're doing 30 to 21. So a third of 5 installments of our list, breaking it down at 10 games at a time. So what are your thoughts so far on my list? First 20 games in?
On my list
No,
or your list?
my list. Any surprises so far?
Well, like the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
That definitely was a little surprising. And then also Codenames.
Yeah, Codenames. You didn't expect Codenames Duet to be on there?
Well, like I don't think I've played those games with you. Besides, well, we did play the Codenames Duet after that video, but
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of shocked. And then Azul.
Yeah.
It's more so because I haven't really played it much with you.
Sure.
And you don't really like talk about it as much as you talked about, like, can I say it?
Yeah.
Grand Austria Hotel or like Everdell.
Okay. Like the medium weight games.
Yeah. How you really, really love Catan.
Yeah. Catan. There's a soccer expansion for that now.
Soccer?
Yeah, there's a soccer scenario for Catan now.
Okay, we gotta get it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like a soccer pitch. It takes place on a soccer pitch. So don't know anything else about it, except it's out now. And it's a thing.
You can order it through the store?
I should be able to order through the store.
Perfect.
Yes. So I will say Earth, I was expecting that one to be a little bit higher up on your list. But
I don't even know where it is on my list. Oh, 33.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be top 20 for sure.
Really?
Yeah, but there's some games I was surprised it was on your top 50s. A couple of games that you've only played once that I didn't think you enjoyed that much. I was expecting Flamecraft maybe to be a little bit higher up, but that was a little lower. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what we have in store for your 30 to 21.
Yeah, I'm interested in yours too because you've been very, very secretive about this, and you know, you never know what you're gonna get with Ben. You know, he pulls out his, I call him Ben Poppins because he has this big bag and full of his games.
Well,
so
if you were wondering, you could always check out previous year's lists.
Okay.
Just a thought, anyone that wants to check out previous year's lists to see how my tastes in gaming have changed, and also pay attention to this list because Sharita is going to talk about some of the games that she's been enjoying in her early days of board gaming. You've got a good amount of games played in a short period of time, though.
I think we got 101 or 102 since I met you of new games that I've never ever played.
And we've played more than that since we started doing that. We're filming the top 50.
Oh no, but I'm saying like
at the time you had like 100 games or so.
That, and I never played them until meeting you or going at the shop or.
Yeah. All right. Without further ado, let's kick off with number 30.
All right. So my number 30 is, I'm gonna butcher this name. Acropolis. I like it.
Acropolis from Gigameek.
Sure. What is that?
Gigameek. That's the name of the publisher. The company that puts it out, and then it's distributed by Hachette Publishing.
See, yeah, I like games that I can't pronounce. I really like this game. Kind of reminds me of like a Greek theme. It's would you say like a tile building?
Yeah, it's a tile placement game where you have your own personal like city that you're building up, and you are trying to get plazas and trying to get sets of different color buildings. Each color is going to have a different way that it scores, and some of them, one wants to be along the edge of the board, one wants to be completely surrounded by other tiles, and others want to be in clusters, like the blue ones want to be in as big of a cluster together.
Yeah, I like that. Anything with like I don't know, I like the colors, like patterns. I really love pattern stuff besides Calico. I just have to put that out there because I noticed, or maybe you guys will notice as we go on with the video, that there's some games that have some similar, you know, things about them.
Yeah, and you recently picked this game up too.
Yep.
So Have you only played it at 2-player, or have you played? Did you play it 4?
No, I've only played it with you.
Okay. I think I like the 2-player version better.
Really?
I think so.
I agree with you right now because I don't have anything else to compare it to.
All right. It did not make my top 50 this year. It did not. It was probably in like the top 75-ish range.
That's terrible.
But it's not top 50 out of...
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's one of those newer games to me, though, that just didn't quite make the list. So my number 30... Let's see here. My number 30 is new to the list this year. So it's a new game technically. So it's an older game, but it got a retheming. And you own it? You have played it? Yes?
I know what it is.
Okay.
Does it start with the N?
Yes. It is a It is a Reiner Knizia game. It is called Nightmare Productions. So Nightmare Productions is a retheme of Hollywood blockbuster, Hollywood Golden Age. There's a bunch. A Dream Factory was another version of this game. There's like 8 or 9 different titles of this game. It's been printed in different countries under different names, and it had different themes. But in this game, you are playing as a, I guess, sort of like a director of sorts, or producer, movie producer, and you are producing movies. And you have different tiles that you are trying to bid on. It's a closed economy system where everyone has their own set number of money, and they keep it behind a screen. And
we have a special guest.
It's kept behind a screen, and so other players don't know how much money you have unless you're really good at counting money. No. Hi, dog.
Don't cut this out. This is great.
And so that you're going to be bidding on different elements of a movie, whether it be like a murder weapon, a type of monster, a cameo of monster, different movie scores, locations, and such. And the way the auction works is you bid on, you go around the board, around the table, placing bids on the tiles, and then all the money that you do bid on when you win an item goes to the other players. So that money that you're spending is going to be used against you later on. So kind of a balance of, hey, do I want to spend this much money because I really don't want to give my opponents more money to spend later.
Well, that was I don't know if I said it in the last video or two, that I won the game by holding on, making one really, really good movie, and then collecting all the money.
Yep, you can do that for sure. So yes, this version is new. It came out, I want to say 2022. The other versions have been out of print for a while. I think I'm not really a huge horror movie fan, but I think this theme works well for this game.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Too.
And that's Nightmare Productions. Right.
All right, so the next one on my list for 29 is Grand Austria Hotel.
All right.
I didn't think I was going to like it at first.
Yeah?
Because it seemed really complicated, or maybe I was just really, really tired and ADHD 1000. That day could have been that, but I played it a few times now, and I really like it. I guess I like stuff with hotel themes because it kind of reminds me of serial killers. And
wow, that's a stretch. Hotels. So everything is associated with serial killers.
Yes, it has something to do with serial killers.
It has nothing to do with serial killers, by the way. We don't endorse any of that here in the channel.
No.
So tell us a little about that game, if you could.
I don't know. I just like that you have to feed guests.
Sure.
And then you put them in, a hotel room based off their class. You know. I will say it is cool that we can feed them cake, coffee, wine, and what's the other thing? Strudel. Okay, but I don't recommend it. Don't eat the pieces because they're not. Oh crap!
The little cubes. Don't eat the cubes. Wooden cubes are not tasty.
No. It's just I wish they actually looked like what they're supposed to be. Wish it looked like a cake. Instead of just a little.
You can get upgrade pieces for it.
Oh.
But that costs money. and that money could be spent buying other games.
Oh.
Yeah, because when it costs the price of a game, you have to just...
You do that for
a couple of games.
Yep.
But that one's kind of essential. This one isn't really essential.
Isn't that like in your top 10?
It has been in my top 10 before, yes.
You don't think it's worth it though?
I don't know. I was expecting this to be in your top 20.
I know. I figured you were going to say something like that.
Yes. We also just got done playing the brand new roll and write version of this game, which we'll have to talk more about that in a future video.
I like that one.
Yes.
I definitely recommend playing that one first before playing the Grand Austria Hotel.
Yeah.
Definitely to ease your way into,
Sure.
you know...
A little bit more stuff going on, but it's a great game. Good pick. Grand Austria Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Number 29. Wow. My number 29. Let's see here. See. My number 29 was number 25 last year. Was number 21 the year before that. And 14 the year before that. So it's been slowly declining. But did you see what it was?
No, I didn't.
So I don't know if you played this game or not. But it's a cooperative game. Pick up and deliver. And it's a horror theme game.
No. I don't think so.
It's called Horrified.
No! I haven't.
Okay, so Horrified. So it is a cooperative game where you play as characters and you are trying to defeat these universal monsters. So you'll be playing against different monsters. Against Dracula, the Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, and the Bride, and like the Wolfman. Each one has a different way that they are defeated, and you are going to be going around the board picking up items and using those items to defeat those monsters. There's going to be kind of like, just like with Pandemic, there's going to be the monster deck, and with that, new items are going to come out. The monsters are going to move around the board. You're going to have villagers that are going to come onto the board, and you have to rescue them, and they need to go to you need to guide them to a specific safe spot, because not only can you be killed in this game, but also the villagers can be killed. And if enough villagers get killed, you lose the game.
Kind of I haven't played it. I really want to play it. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
But the way you explain it kind of made me think a little bit of Dead of Winter.
Okay.
Bit with
this is more like Pandemic than Dead of Winter,
But do you actually have a chance of winning this game? Because in Pandemic, you really...
Yeah, you can.
In Pandemic,
so this is a game, just like with Pandemic, you increase the difficulty of it. You can play with more monsters to make it harder. Just like with Pandemic, you can add more epidemic cards to make it harder.
Oh, it's hard as it is to win.
Yeah. But yeah, I know you're not a huge old-time movie fan, but I think it's worth trying.
Well, yeah. Yeah, let's play it.
All right, and that is Horrified. So it is dropped a few spots from 25 down to 29, but it's holding steady though. It's only dropping 3-4 spots a year, which is really good for playing 200-something games every year.
Yeah, that is.
Yep. So that's Horrified. I personally really like that theme, so that doesn't help. So there's 2 other games in the series. There's the American Monsters, which is like the Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, and Bigfoot, those kind of monsters.
Oh, I've heard of Bigfoot. The other ones?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And there's also a Greek mythology one as well.
Mm.
But I played the American Monster one. This one's my favorite one. So, of those.
I look forward to playing that.
All right. That is Horrified.
All right, so number 28 for me is Fort.
Fort, okay.
I'm not the best at explaining it, but I will tell you why I like it.
Sure. Go.
It's like kid themed. Playing this game makes me feel like out in the school playground or whatnot. I don't know why it makes me feel that way, but I think it's cool that you have, I don't know.
Want me to explain it a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
So a fort is it's a deck building game where you are building up your own deck of kids, which are going to be your friends, and you are going to have a hand of cards, and every turn you're going to be playing with one or more of your friends, and they are going to give you certain effects, and with those effects, there's going to be one effect that everyone gets to do, and one effect that only you get to do, and whatever kids you don't play with are going to go into your yard at the end of the turn, and the other players can steal the kids that you don't play with. So if there's a kid that you really want to keep, you got to make sure you play with them. You got to play with your friends, or else they won't be your friends anymore.
Oh my god, that just made me think something. People can steal your kids. That's scary.
People can steal your friends.
Well, friends.
If you don't spend time with your friends, that they're gonna start having other friends to hang out with instead.
Yeah, that does. It seems pretty accurate to how school was. Like, if you stop hanging out with little Johnny, then, little Johnny will find little Susie to hang out with.
Yeah.
And not hang out with Ben. Yeah. Or not hang out with Sharita.
Yeah, and so this is a game by Leader Games, so it's a small studio out of St. Paul, I want to say.
Okay, pretty local.
Yeah, and I'm thinking this is your only Leader Games game on your list.
Okay.
Is that fair to say?
My only what?
Game from Leader Games, that publisher? No? You don't know the publishers. I don't have this one on my list. I have another leader game on my list, which we'll be talking about later in this video.
Okay.
So my number 28 is new to me this year. Mm-hmm. It came out last year. Mm-hmm. I got it from Gen Con. Jen got it for Gen Con.
I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is?
After Us.
Yep, it is After Us. So After Us. It's another deck building game, but in this game you are going to be playing as apes after humans go extinct. That's why it's called After Us, because the apes are surviving long after us. And they use the technology that we left behind, like batteries and such. And you're going to be building up your deck, and you're going to have a hand of 4 cards, and with those cards, the cards are going to have boxes on them, and you're going to put them in an assembly line, and you're going to activate them from left to right, top to bottom, gaining resources, and turning those resources in for effects, which will give you points and such. And you, with those resources left over, you get to buy a new ape to put in your deck. And yeah, it's a delightful game. It's a race to get to, I think is it 80 points, 40 points, one of those? Something like that. Something like that.
You're asking the coolest one over here.
Yeah. So this is a delightful game. It plays in about an hour. Usually when we play it takes about an hour to play.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And it's one that it plays up to 1 to 6, and adding more player counts doesn't increase the length of the game by too much.
Oh wow.
Usually. And so that's something I enjoy, and it plays up to 6, so that's why it gets played a lot, and it's easy to get people into.
Could that be tomorrow's featured game, perhaps?
It could. We did just play it a couple weeks ago at the shop, though.
Okay. All right.
But hey, if you want to...
don't say it.
You're welcome to get your crack at it.
You're welcome to teach. If you want to play a game, you're welcome to teach it to the group. He always says that, and it's like Ben is a natural when it comes to explaining games. The fact that he can pull out a game right now. No, I mean, he doesn't have to look at it, but he can give you a full overview of everything. I have to have a visual. I have to see every little piece, and I'm the type of person that if I'm trying to teach someone how to play a game, I do it by playing the game, as we go.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think we should stick to whatever you want the featured game to be.
All right.
Oh, we're on 27 now.
We are on to the next game.
Okay, so 27. I think this is one of the first games I've actually bought from the store. Devon. It is a glorified, better, awesome, more strategic version of checkers.
All right. Devon. Yes. Okay. So this is probably your only gift game on your list.
My what?
Gift. It's from a series of games called The Gift Project.
Sure.
And yes.
Yeah, I really like it. Actually, I was playing it. Wait, you actually okay? That was the day that if if me and Glow beat you, you would buy us a game.
Yeah.
You had to let us win. Because I remember you bought me Bandito after that. Well, anyways, so I bought this game. I really, really liked it. I played it with Glow. That's one of the twins. And I was playing at my house with Glow, and my wife was like, what the heck is that game? Seriously, like, how do you play it? Like, that just looks bizarre, right? So she watched us play it a few times, and then she tried it, and now she's, like, the master at it. Like, you cannot win against her. Like,
sure.
Yeah, so I recommend it a lot if you like checkers. Yeah, what'd you say? So
it's a nice design. I like it. Yeah, I think it's better than checkers. It's slightly more complex.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better. Yeah. I could probably, this has potential to move up.
Yeah. We'll have to try Yinch. That's another game in the series. That's what a lot of people say is the best one of the Get series is Yinch. So we'll have to try it.
Okay.
But yeah, it did not make my top 50 this year. It fell off this year. But it's getting played still by people in the group. So that's good. All right. So number 27 for me. This one hurts. It was my number 3 last year.
Everdell?
No. So it was my number 3. Then it was the year before that it was number 2. Then it was number 5. And then before that it was number 1.
Wingspan?
No. It's Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. So I know why it's dropping. It's because it's long and it just doesn't hit the table anymore. Just because of how long it is. It drags on a little too long, I think. So Mansions of Madness is going to be a mansion exploration game taking place in the H.P. Lovecraft universe, in which you play as characters, investigators, investigating some sort of crime or mishappening that is paranormal. That takes place in like a mansion or on like a coastal town or in the streets of Arkham or Miskatonic University somewhere, and you are trying to investigate. There's going to be monsters that come out that you have to fight, puzzles you have to solve, mysteries to be solved. It's basically a role-playing game in a box, and it has a mobile app which helps tell the story of it. So it's very thematic. You can get lost in this game for 3 hours.
And you're just now telling me about this game? So, this, like, totally has, like...
Yes.
I know I say it a lot, but, like, serial killer.
Yes. There's, like, cultists and, yeah.
And why haven't we played this one?
They're summoning the old one. So, it's a game it takes 3 to 4 hours to play it. Even, like, the scenarios that say that takes 60, 90 minutes, no, it takes, like, 3 hours every time for us. And...
I want to play it. Can we play it on a Wednesday?
We can play it on a Wednesday. So I've broken this out on Wednesdays, and I've broken it out on Saturdays before. Mm-hmm. This was the very first Saturday game, actually, at the shop. And, yeah, I demoed it, and the person that played it with bought a copy of it. But, yeah, so there's lots of scenarios, lots of expansions. I like the 2nd edition because the 2nd edition... there's a mobile app involved that takes care of all the bookkeeping, which cuts down on the time of the game. And otherwise, you'd have to have one person be like the game master, the dungeon master, kind of running the game, while all the other players play. Whereas this game, everyone can play.
Oh, that's awesome.
But usually when I play, I still kind of take control of the tablet, and I kind of tell the story and kind of run the game. Because I'm teaching it to new people, so it's just easier that way.
And you're a natural.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so this is a long, if you ever want a long, drawn out thematic horror game experience, Mansions of Madness is it. It's dropped 24 spots this year. The first time outside of my top 5.
Wow.
And that's just because it doesn't get played. But
that's bias.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. One of these days you'll have to try this, see what you think of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you really enjoy it, it might go back up on my list.
Okay.
But yeah,
Sure, we can make that happen.
But this is just a big this is all of what I have. I have one more box of this. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a big box. All right. You need to get in here?
Yes, please.
All right. You can see how beat up my box is from all the plays of it.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. So this is number 26 for me, Potion Explosion.
Oh.
I am a scientist at heart, so making a potion, you know, would be something fun to do, especially when it's really pretty, like in this game. I like the idea that you have to grab what do you call these little things?
Marbles?
Like marbles.
Yeah.
But like if you grab them in a certain way, you can make them explode, and then you get more marbles to put into your potions. And then when you make the potions, you get like a special effect, and that's how you score points, is by like, you know, one potion might be worth 10 points at the end of the game, and so you go back and forth with whoever you're playing with. It's easy. It's an easy game to teach. It's really fun, and it doesn't take forever to play. You could probably knock this out in like 15, 20 minutes.
I'd say about 30.
30 minutes?
30, 45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It missed my top 50 this year. I definitely recommend the second edition of this game if you can, just because it has the plastic one, because otherwise you have the cardboard one, which kind of just falls apart.
Oh yeah, this is actually, you see why this is brand new?
Yeah. Because
I bought Ben's copy from him, and I'm surprised you rebought it if it's not in your top 50.
I bought it because other people that come to the group enjoy this game, but then those people stop coming, so...
Oh.
Whatever, yes. So David and Stephanie stopped coming. So
that was nice of you to do that.
Yeah, I bought it so that they had a copy to play. So it should be kept at the shop, but it's not. But oh well, it's not getting played, so that's fine. So my number 26.
Yep.
Okay, so nothing as drastic as the last one. That was, yeah. But so this we went from a very big game. We're going to a very small game.
Is it start with the S?
Yes. This is a game that I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I should be taking credit for it coming to America, or at least being known in America, because I feel like I champion this game more than anyone else does for 2-player games, and that's Halloween. Well, you can tell how much play it's gotten just by how rough of shape this game is.
Oh yeah, you killed me in this game.
Yes. So this is another abstract strategy game. So you had Devon on your list. My 2-player abstract of choice is called Halloween. So this game where you have a 4x4 grid, and then you have these wooden ghost discs that are two-sided. There's an orange and a green side, and you're going to be placing it on spots on the board. And when you place it on the board, all discs that are orthogonally adjacent to that one that you just placed are going to flip to their opposite side, and you're trying to get 4 in a row. It's a cute little game.
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's based on I want to say it's a show or a graphic novel or something but it's a cute little game from Taiwan by a company called Play With Us Design. They specialize in games that are this size, and they sent me a copy of this game to review and a bunch of other copies. So yeah,
you have more copies of that?
So they other games from
okay.
Yeah, so.
Was this the one that James and Alex spilled pop on?
Let's not talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, this copy's been through a lot right now. So I got a copy of this because I first heard about it on BGA. I played it on there a couple times when it was still in beta, and then I reached out to the CEO of the company and was like, "Hey, I'm in America. I want to try this game out. Is there a way that I could get a copy?" And they're like, "Yes, we would love to have people in America demo this copy and get the word out." So I've done a bunch of videos and content on this game. I've talked about it on the Dice Tower a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've
That's
talked
cool.
about it on the channel a lot, and I got in a few different other games from them that we'll have to try out.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is just a game that I've just been raving about for the last year and a half now, because just nice people from Taiwan that so generously they shipped it out to me, covered all the shipping costs and everything.
Really?
And they sent me a bunch of games, sent me some extra stuff, a personal letter from the CEO, and yeah, we also ordered 12 copies for the store, and we sold through all of those copies.
Wow. Maybe, you got your passport and you got a letter from the CEO, maybe business partners.
I don't know. This is a good
down
game.
The line.
Yeah. This is a game that I talk about a lot. It's a small box game, so it fits in my bag pretty well. It's been beat up quite a lot, but they have a giant size version now.
Oh, really?
It's where it's a blanket and pillows. But yeah, it's like $300.
So you can sleep in it and you can play it.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's cool. Like 2 in 1.
Yeah, but spending that much money, that's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
It's not a board game at that point. That's a life decision.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's Halloween. Happy it stayed on my list this year.
I love how passionate you are about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes, even if I like didn't think the game was like super awesome, but like just like seeing like Ben or other people like really passionate about a certain or a particular game, it actually makes me enjoy it more.
Yeah. And I think this might be Jen's #1 game.
Really?
It's in her top 3.
I definitely play it again.
Yeah.
Though you smoked me though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, there came a point we were playing this so much at the shop. Like me and my coworker Austin were playing this a lot, and Meg and I were playing it a lot, and B and I were playing it a lot, and David and I were playing it a lot. And then David stopped playing it with me because I would always win. But then so B bought 2 copies. I want to say Jen bought 2 copies. Meg bought a copy. Austin bought a copy. I bought a copy. We've had a couple.
You bought a copy even though you got one for free?
Yeah. I bought it for someone else, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I also had a couple people from Canada that came up from Canada randomly to stop in the store, and they're like, hey, we're interested in board games. Hey, have you tried this game from Taiwan? That's really awesome. And yeah, so we've had some copies of this game leave the country. Even.
International. Yes. Nice.
All right. Now that I've done blabbing about that, what's your next game on your list?
The next game is number 25, and that is Carcassonne.
Carcassonne, awesome.
Do you have it in here somewhere?
I don't. That would be at the shop.
I need to be more prepared for these videos. Like, I need to actually get like a, well, Ben got me a bag, so I should probably like put the games in there, the ones that like you do, for each video. So yeah, Carcassonne. Like we talked about with
Acropolis.
Acropolis.
Yeah.
It's like another like tile building game.
Yeah.
I like that you have to like build like cities and stuff like that, and like monasteries, and basically make gain points by making a bigger city and completing it by making roads and claiming your own roads. So that your partners don't get to, or whoever you're playing against doesn't get to take your roads and get the points.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, anything like puzzly, that you put stuff together or like make roads and stuff like that, I find, I don't know, really, really fun and very mind stimulating.
Yes. It's a good game. Very good game. You've only played the base version, right? Just the basic.
Yeah, we played the travel size one too.
Yeah. So which is the same game, just smaller. Yeah. Yeah. There's different versions of it. There might be a version of it on my list later on, possibly.
I know you haven't played it. Wow. Okay.
I don't know. We might have. I hope we have. So.
Is it a winter edition?
It is a version of Carcassonne. All right. So my number 25 was number 12 last year.
Wow.
So we talked previously about games that we teach to new gamers at the shop. This 2022 It was number 12. Debuted at number 12 because I taught it to so many people and everyone just really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is...
But now it dropped because...
It just because it's not getting played as much.
Okay.
Or like I'm getting burned out on it.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
Flamecraft?
It's Flamecraft. So Flamecraft is a game about you're running. It's a city where you are going to be helping run shop. The dragons are going to be running shops, and you're going to be placing your worker dragon on a location, and you are going to be firing up different dragon abilities to collect resources and turn those resources in to make enchantments, which will get you victory points.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cute game, actually.
It is. I like it. At first I thought it was really complicated, but then I, got the hang of it, and I'm like, yeah, this is a really fun game.
Yeah.
And it seems like the younger crowd that comes into the shop is obsessed with this game.
Yes.
They love it.
That is true, and that's another reason why it's dropped a little bit, just because I'm getting burned out on it, just because I don't want to always sit at the kids table every Saturday playing Flamecraft. It's like that. Like I'm glad it's getting played, but I don't want to be sitting at the kids table playing Flamecraft every week. I want to play different games. I want to play new games. There's exciting things happening. So it's still one I want to play every once in a while. It's just not one that I want to play every weekend like I'm doing. And I'm sure it kind of soured my taste a little bit, the whole situation with the whole Linda situation. But for a while there, I was teaching this game when it was like out of print, and people wanted to play my copy. Do you know about that?
I know about Linda.
Okay.
I don't know if I know what you're referring to.
Okay. And anyway, people wanted to play my copy of Flamecraft more than they wanted to be friends with me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes. So this was a hot commodity for a while, and that's why it was so high on my list, because it was getting played all the time. But I've gotten burned out on it, so it's still really high on my list at 25. That's really high for, 600-700 games played?
Wow, that is, definitely.
That's really high still, but it's not almost top 10. All right.
All right, so number 24 for me is Abyss.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes to mind with this game, do you have it? Oh no, it's at the shop.
It is at the shop.
It's beautiful. It's
yes.
Like ocean themed, and they're like color themed. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit shallow with some of these games, because I like the way they I mean, you should never judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's saying?
Yeah.
But like I kind of do that a little bit with games. I don't know. So like if it's like pretty or a lot of colors, I like it. Also, I'm big into like anything like sea, lake, ocean, stuff like that. So I really like the theme, and I think it's cool that you get to gather like pearls, right? And use that to like buy like special cards, like the Lord cards, right? The Sea Lord.
So you're using your allies that you're going to be collecting to turn them in to get lords.
Yes.
And
he said that perfectly.
Got some good mechanics. I'll talk about that later on.
Oh, it's on your list too.
I'll talk about that later on when we get to it at some point. But I'm surprised this wasn't in your top like 10, 12, 15 games, because you talk about this game a lot.
I know, I'm surprised too. Yeah, I really want a copy, but you said it's best played with 3 to 4.
I would play it at 4. Yes, this is probably like 4-player, 3 to 4 player only games. It's not great at 2.
Yeah, this is gonna go up. Yeah, that is kind of low for Abyss.
I'm surprised by that, just because of how much you talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that might be something that gets played tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, what's next? Okay. 24 is new to the list this year. It was number 66 last year, so it just didn't make the top 50 last year.
Wow, went up significantly.
And the reason is I actually have a copy of it now. So there was a version of it out, but it was not the pretty version.
Do I know what it is?
You haven't played it.
Okay.
It's the Quest for Eldorado. So the Quest for Eldorado is a deck building racing game. So you are going to build up your deck of cards, and you are going to be racing to get to the city of Eldorado. So you're going to have different symbol cards. So there's going to be a jungle that you need to cut through, and campsites you need to get through, and water you need to paddle through, and you are building up this deck using your cards to advance from one space to the next, and then using your gold to buy new cards, and trashing your bad cards to have a nice deck of cards. So there wasn't another version of this game that wasn't as pretty. The art wasn't as nice. They got the brand new Vincent Detroit art. Previously, it was only available, I want to say, in France. And there was a point there for a year and a half or so where I strongly considered importing it from France to get this nice copy, but I held out. Finally got released in America, which is funny because this version in America has 2 sets of cards. So they got an English set of cards and a French set of cards.
Oh, cool.
In the box. So
Let's play the French side.
Yeah. We could try it.
Okay.
It got played a few weeks ago on a Wednesday when you weren't there.
Of course.
And I
all
wanted,
the good games.
I wanted you to play this so bad because I know you would like this game.
I think I would too. So can you put that on the list to play?
Yeah, it's deck building and racing, which is 2 kind of genres that you enjoy. So yeah, and Quest for Eldorado by Reiner Knizia. I want to say this is my highest Knizia game. Yeah, I think it's my highest Knizia game. That's the Quest for Eldorado.
All right, so number 23.
Want that?
Yes, please.
3. All right, Quack's-Quedlinburg. So we talked about Wolfgang Warsch previous video with Don Sean Clever. That's pretty clever.
Oh, same.
Yeah, it's the same designer.
Okay.
As this game. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Quack's-Quedlinburg.
Well, actually, I want to throw Ben under the bus. So, you know how he's talking about you can get, like, better pieces for games and, like, you shouldn't do that because it probably costs the same amount as a game and you can use that money to buy other games.
Yes.
Well, in this one, instead of having cardboard little gems, he bought the ones that are...
On the Board Game Geek store?
Yeah.
The Geek Up bits?
Yeah, because, like, I remember you said something like, when you put your hand in the bag to, like, you know, grab one of them, you said, well, the grease on your hands would make the cardboard nasty. But, no, I like this game because it's, you know, you're getting, like, a whole bunch of gems, and some of the gems are, like, can help you get points, and some of them can, like, make you lose points. And so, like, you basically put your hand in a bag, and you get to press your luck and hope you get, you know, the good gems and not the bad ones. So I really like that a lot. I think it's a really good beginner game too. I'm actually surprised that this wasn't one of the first games that I played as a beginner. I know we play Unmatched.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that was a little bit complicated and this could have been a way of easing in, but
yeah. I have no defense for that, but I will say this game does get played quite a bit at the shop, and it did get played quite a bit before you started coming to the shop, and so...
You were a little burnt out?
I was a little bit. I know people like Eli really love this game.
Okay, I love it too.
Yes. So it fell... did it fall out? No, I talked about it earlier, didn't I?
I don't know, did you?
It was on my list previously, I believe. It was number 45. Yeah, so last video you talked about Andrew. Andrew and I had a debate recently about this game because I made the comment that I thought that this game was almost unplayable without the Geek Up bits. And he argued, no, it's perfectly fine out of the box. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But for me, this is a tactile experience. Like, you're actually like physical. The joy of this game is reaching in, grabbing those pieces. And you want to have the best feeling pieces when you're reaching in and grabbing a bag. You don't want to reach in and grab a piece of paper. Yeah.
Okay, can I throw you under the bus? Well, maybe I already did, but
What's up?
That is why I haven't played my copy yet,
Sure.
because I don't have these.
Sure, and they're out of stock right now. That's why I haven't offered to be like, hey, do you want some? But
no, because you got to save the money for another game. Remember, Ben?
this is a different thing. This is
There's always an exception, eh?
yes. So this is a tactile experience. Grand Austria Hotel is a mental stimulation. This is more of a reach in and grab thing, sort of.
Sure, we'll go with that. I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. There's just some games you just have to do it for, and others you maybe
it's not necessary.
Maybe not as necessary. We are on what number now? 23. 23. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My number 23. It was number 38 last year.
Okay.
Number 22 the year before that, and number 12 before that.
Okay, don't know what it is.
I don't have it with me because it's at your house. It's my favorite of the roll and write, flip and write genre, and that's Welcome to.
Oh, I hope I have it there.
Yeah. Unless it got misplaced somewhere. Unless the dog ate it or something. No, so Welcome to is a flip and write game where there's going to be 3 cards available, and you're going to be writing out one number in one of your neighborhoods on your board, and you are going to be trying to fulfill different goals with different size estates, and you're going to be building up parks and swimming pools and roadblocks and businesses and such, trying to fill up your board as much as possible, get the most points as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really fun experience for it plays really quickly.
Yeah, I liked it. I think I played it incorrectly. I think I put like parks and fences on the same exact house when you're not supposed to, right?
You were like half asleep by that time when you got to playing that, and you were a bit preoccupied.
Okay, maybe I'm a little guilty of that, but
yeah,
it's a good game.
So it's not the game's fault.
So number 22 for me is Pirates Cove, and Ben gave me some great news that it's out of print.
Yes.
And
do you want some more great news?
Yeah.
The designer died recently, so I don't see it coming back into print anytime soon.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Can you put a little message in there about him or something? Underneath, we really enjoyed your game.
Yeah.
Rest easy.
So, Pirates Cove, tell us a little about that if you could.
It's about pirates.
It's about pirates, all right.
Actually, I was going to ask you if you could give a overview, please.
All right, Pirates Cove. So, everyone plays as a ship captain, a pirates, and you have your own ship, and you are going to, every round, you are going to go to a location on the board. Each location is going to offer a different type of reward in gold, in cards, in different sort of upgrades for your ship. And if you're the only one that goes to a location, because everyone's going to simultaneously select where it's going to go, and everyone's going to reveal simultaneously. If you go to the spot where no one else is at, you get all those rewards just for free. When you go to a spot where other people go to, you have to fight it out until everyone else flees, or until everyone else's ship is destroyed, and those ships are going to go to what's called Pirates Cove, and they have to repair their ship.
I love that game so much. Because didn't I Jamie wins all the time.
Yeah.
I love you, Jamie. But I think I took her down a bit. Didn't I take her down a bit?
We all did. Yes, that was great.
That's a rare thing. It's very rare, but I just remember that so vividly.
Yes. And this game's like 20 years old, and for the production quality for that game was definitely ahead of its time.
Well, I guess I could look on eBay for a copy.
Yeah. You can always play my copy too.
I appreciate that.
You're probably wanting your own copy, aren't you?
Maybe.
Maybe at some point. All right.
What are you on, 22 now?
22, yes. All right, my number 22 is a game you haven't played either. It was my number 20 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted you to play this game, but you didn't get to. And I'm sad about that.
Oh.
The Isle of Cats. So the Isle of Cats is a polyomino game in which you have a board, a shipboard, and you are rescuing cats. You're going to be laying them on your board in a way. You're kind of Tetrising them on there so they all fit. You're making families of cats, which are 3 or more of the same color touching each other. It's card drafting and polyomino cats.
What is up with you and cats?
This is
Calico,
just a good game.
You're like are you a cat dad or something?
This is just a solid game. Maybe it's not the cat theme necessarily, because these cats aren't very realistic looking. If you look at them, they got like horns and
those are feral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty game. I'd play it.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's got card drafting, which you enjoy.
Should be the Isle of Dogs, though.
I don't know. I think the cat theme is a little better for this.
Dogs.
For this particular game.
Sure.
For this particular game.
Because I haven't played it.
Yeah, there's also a roll and write version, or flip and write version of this game as well.
Okay.
Which is also delightful. I like the big box game just because the tactile feel of actually like putting the pieces on the board versus drawing them in on a board. But yeah, Isle of Cats by the City of Games. I got this one's like super heavy now because I got the boat expansion, which adds 5 and 6 players.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm seeing if my next game is here somewhere.
21. It is. What is it?
Cascadia.
Is not. It's downstairs.
Oh, it's downstairs?
Yeah. All right, so number 21. What?
Is Cascadia.
Cascadia. All right.
I like, again, that it's like a tile type of building game and whatnot. And like animal themed. I like that some of the tiles will have like, you can place a bear on this tile, or I thought it was an eagle, but it's actually a hawk.
Yep.
As Ben was saying.
Hawk, salmon.
Salmon, and I like that there's different like goals. Like say maybe, this game you have to have all the hawks 2 tiles away from another hawk to get points, or have a hawk surrounded by all bears and salmon. So I like that it changes up every time you play it. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah.
I forgot when I first played it. I told you it reminded me of. It was a mix of what 2 games? Did I say mix of like Splendor and?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But you like those nature themed games, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that your highest theme? It's
no.
It's not your highest. You got a couple more, I'm sure. But yeah. So that one was my number 43 this year. So yeah, it was on my list. But I think you enjoy it a little more than I do. You tend to go for the nature themed games a little more than I do.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's my go to these days.
I used to be super high in nature games, and then I guess they just kept making more and more of them.
Oh, so now you're like into horror?
No, not necessarily. There's a couple nature games left on
and cats. Horror and cats. That's what it is.
Like, I don't even care about the cat theme, honestly, for most things.
Look, you have spooky stuff.
I do. This is the
three spooky games.
Because they're mansions.
4 spooky things. You cannot tell me you're not into horror.
This is where all of them landed. They all landed in the same cluster this year.
The cats and the horrors.
Sure. So this game does have cats. My number 21 does have cats. but it also has nature.
Wow.
But it's also a leader game. We talked about leader games with Fort. This is my favorite leader games, and this is.
He's talking about all these designers and producers like I know them personally. I love it though.
Yes. So this is Root.
I want to play it.
All right. So, talking about Root. Root was some stats here. Was my number 14 last year.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 the year before that, and my number 10 the year before that. Yes. So this probably has 3 expansions inside of it.
And you've never played this with me.
So, I will just to be fair. This is my most complex game in my whole top 50. This is an asymmetric war game in which players play as a woodland faction, and they are going to be trying to accomplish their own personal goal. And there's 2-sided board. There's a winter and a summer. Everyone has their own player. Oh, you're digging right into this. All right.
Sorry, I got a little distracted.
There you go. Yes, can I show this while you're doing that?
Sure.
There we go. So Root is a asymmetric war game where you play as a woodland faction. Each faction is going to have a different goal that they need to accomplish, but everyone's going to be racing to get to victory points. But the way each faction scores points is going to be different. And so the problem with this game is you have to teach it to each person a different way. So you're teaching each person a different game.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yes. And so where one person might be doing something, another person is going to be doing a completely different thing. So whereas one person might be playing as the Marquis the Cat, they are playing like these noble, mightier than thou cats who are trying to keep order within the woodlands, whereas the Vagabond is basically the lowly trash panda who's just trying to steal and rob things, or the Woodland Alliance, which they are going to just try and keep peace and within the woodland. And then there's the lizard cult and the river folk, and there's the Eries, which are the birds.
I want to be the river folk.
The river folk, the otters. Yeah. And yeah, so Root, it's so when we eventually play this, you're gonna have to know how to play this before we start.
Really?
Yes.
I want to know how to play the game?
You're gonna have to know how to play the game before we even get set up. I'm not gonna be the one to teach this game to you.
Okay. Has Andrew and Jamie played it?
No. If you want to learn how to play this game, there's a great mobile app to download for iOS and Android. It's about $10 or so to download. It runs you through the tutorial on how to play every single faction, gives you some different scenarios to try out and different ways to play it. And that's the way to learn how to play this game. Every time I play this game, I've gotten at least one rule wrong. This is also a war game, so one person absolutely smokes everyone. So it can be very punishing. But it's adorable, because it's little woodland factions. You're going to war with little woodland factions. And that's Root.
Well,
yeah, so
that's all I got right now.
Yeah, there's some interesting selections. There was definitely some that I was expecting to see higher on your list. Abyss was a little surprising. I thought Classic Quedlinburg would be a little higher on your list too, even though you've only played it a couple times.
Yeah, but then like some of like the really complex games, like, you know, kind of took the cake.
There you go.
You know, that's what. Like, I guess Abyss and like, you know, Cascadia could be like a tie, like a 10-way tie for my top 10.
Yeah, no, I've definitely had some droppers, like Roots dropped a bit, Flamecraft's dropped a bit, Mansions of Madness has dropped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting seeing going forward. So Root's definitely going to have to get played.
Yep.
This year, or else it's going to drop some more.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's just so hard to table that. And so, I haven't been playing solo games lately, so that's just why it hasn't gotten played. Well, that is our 30 through 21, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.